Hey there, you, me, and DC fans, and welcome if you are new. I am the stepson of Krypton,
And I am Mantis.
and today we are going to talk about the fans have spoken.
I have spoken.
They have.
Who they want their choice to be the new Batman in James Gunn's Batman the Brave and the Bold. Mantis, are you Batman?
I checked. My doctor said I'm not, unfortunately. So it's not me they voted for. Let's put it that way.
All right, so he's not that, and I'm not, so that's two people.
Are you Markinson? No. I'm not Markinson. That's two down.
All right, so we can rule out some more. However, we're going to go ahead and get on to this discussion, and we're going to narrow the selection down just a little more than that. So let's go. All right, guys. As you know, we've done a video or two on potential castings for the new Batman in the DCU. It's a little weird because we still have the Elseworlds with Robert Pattinson Batman. There's the part two or the second movie getting ready to come out with that. So it's a little weird to start thinking about yet another Batman because, as Mantis has described in several videos, like, do we really want to see two Batmen at the same time in completely separate universes? It's one thing if you bring two Batmen in, like, for a crossover event or something, but two Batman that have nothing to do with each other, that's a little confusing. But Mantis, how do you feel? Like, there's been speculation of who the actual DCU Batman could be.
Yeah, we've speculated. We speculated there was a here's the funny thing. I don't know how many. Let us know in the comments below. How many of you guys actually look through Reddit? I'm not a Reddit user. I find it a lot of the threads in there are just devolving. Like it's like I feel like if I look through like one or two threads in Reddit, I've just finished watching an episode of Jerry Springer. You know, like my IQ dropped like several points after reading
Jerry.
So, yeah, so like I just don't do it. However, there was an article that was posted about a poll that was released in Reddit of who the fans wanted to possibly see as Batman in the DCU. Again, as Cal pointed out, not Elseworlds. Again, we don't want two concurrently going at the same time. I think we've talked about this before, made our point known that it'd be too confusing. However, once the Batman series is done on the Elseworlds, they are going to do Batman Brave and the Bold, and who would be good to play that. And we did a couple of videos of speculation on who would be good, and some of these, or at least one of them, I know for sure was in that list that we talked about. This was a video we did a long time ago. But in this case, three names have emerged as strong contenders among the fans in this poll to play Batman. However, it's important to note that James Gunn has not commented on this, even though it has been kind of popular enough to be in an article or two. So again, he has not commented on any of this, which, as we talked in a couple other videos, he doesn't even think of it. Oh, yes. Go ahead.
He has made one comment. We discussed it. Yeah, he did. So
on this particular poll?
Not on this particular poll, but on the Batman that he wants to cast, right? So,
okay.
I had to throw that in there. Now you know what I'm talking about. We discussed this off camera. I had to throw that in there just as a quick interruption because it's going to make for an exciting announcement once he goes through the list here. So, Mantis, I apologize. Take it away. I'll shut up now.
Yes, the three candidates that are generating the most buzz on this are Jensen Ackles, known for Supernatural, The Boys as well, and voiced Batman, or has voiced Batman before. Alan Richardson, star of Reacher. Did I spell that wrong? Richardson?
No, that's how you spell it. You're right.
Is it? Okay. Okay. I thought I was having a stroke for a second, which is totally possible.
Usually just say Alan Richardson. You know, you just like mumble it like when you don't know the words to lyrics. You're just like, oh, Alan Richardson.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's like when you sing the Billy Joel song, "We Didn't Start the Fire."
Stuff and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Stuff and stuff. Yeah.
Stuff and stuff. History and stuff. People, someone's name. History and sports. Big disaster, someone's name. Stuff and stuff.
Something I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have derailed already. Anyway, Alan Richardson, star of Reacher, which again was also in a couple other DC proprietaries, and then Jake Gyllenhaal, who's a well-established actor. Surprisingly enough, my favorite movie he's been in is not Bubble Boy. It is Donnie Darko. Which
yes, Donnie Darko is classic. I thought you were going to go Brokeback Mountain there for a minute, but hey, you know what?
No, I haven't seen that movie.
I'm not either, but
I don't have
he was
really
in that, right?
Interest
Like that was him in that, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, how fucked up would that be if he was the Batman and then the guy who was done the best Joker, like they played in a love movie together?
It's wild. It's like
That
7
would be
degrees
fucked
of
up.
bacon. It's
Yeah.
7 degrees of bacon almost kind of there. But anyway, in a recent poll conducted on Reddit, as I mentioned, the results were as follows. Jake Gyllenhaal came in with 82, Alan Richardson with 88, and Jensen Ackles with 166. So, although we briefly discussed this, it's interesting to see the three choices come to the top among the fans. Keep in mind, again, as you may have noticed by the numbers, this is a very small sample size. However, if I had to pick Jensen Ackles, man, he would play a great Bruce Wayne, I think, for sure.
See, here's the thing. All right, let me weigh in on this because and now I'm not saying Mantis isn't, but I'm familiar with those. But I'm most familiar with Alan Richardson as far as between the two of us. Like I have seen more of the stuff he's been in. When we think about Batman, in the last video we did on it, they talked about wanting to find, fans were talking about wanting a more comically accurate Batman as far as size, right? Like one of the things that you can say what you want about Batfleck. There were haters. There's always going to be haters. We get them. Like everybody gets them. It's fine. It's the internet. People feel badass when they're behind a keyboard. You're always going to have haters, right? But when we look at the other Batman, Ben Affleck was like the oldest at the time of the Batman as far as when he portrayed Batman, and he was in the best shape. He was bulked up because, again, another video we just did about superheroes becoming beefcakes. Talk about, we moved into an era where the people taking on these roles, the superhero actors taking on these roles feel they need to get in the physical shape, have the physicality aspect of it, right? And we've seen that with Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Chris, all the Chris's basically, Hemsworth, Evans, all of them. Like, fans wanted a comically accurate. We want to see that big, beefed up Batman, but also see the intelligence side, right? And one thing you get with Alan Richardson is when you watch him play Reacher, he's very smart because Reacher is, if you've read any of the books, Reacher's very intelligent, but he's a powerhouse. He is an absolute monster. Alan Richardson is 240 pounds at 6'3", just cock diesel motherfucker. That's why he's so intimidating as Reacher. Whereas Jake Gyllenhaal, don't get me wrong, he's been in incredible shape he plays in Roadhouse or I think it's Roadhouse.
Yeah, what's the new movie he's in? Is that the movie he's in that he's like doing like MMA shit?
No, there was a different fighter movie, but yeah, he does MMA shit in Roadhouse. They take it a little further, at least that I know of, because I remember the original. I mean, like, I've not seen the new one.
I'll say whatever new movie he's in. I don't know what it's called. I could look it up, but
there was a couple that he's been.
He literally filmed the scene inside a ring during an MMA
That's
event.
I don't think, don't hate me, I've not seen the new Roadhouse. I am familiar with the original, but I've not seen the new one. But there are several movies I think Jake Gyllenhaal's been in. There's Roadhouse, so he's done several where he's had to have the physicality. So he's pretty jacked, because even Tom Holland does a interview where he's talking about they go work out together, and he was talking about Tom Holland's talking about he couldn't keep up with Jake Gyllenhaal.
And he turns to me and he goes, Tom, do you want to hop on the treadmill and warm up? I'm like, warm up? I'm roasting, mate. I'm finished.
And then, of course, Jensen Ackles, he beefed up for The Boys, albeit, unnecessarily. And then, of course, he wasn't in this previous season, but we see him at the very end, so we know he's going to come back in season 5. So I'm sure he will probably stay in decent physical shape. However, he did say that to play in The Boys, he got in the best physical shape he's ever been in, right? Still not to where either of them is not to where I would imagine Batman is, whereas Alan Richardson, I think, is in Batman style shape. But all of them have played characters that I think could pull it off as far as intelligence wise and the detective portion. Alan Richardson, I think, has more of the physicality, and a lot of fans, again, I'll put the article up here so it's not just thinking, oh, I'm just saying that. A lot of fans had said, there was posts, again, we did a previous video on it, that they want to see the more comically accurate Batman where he is just, unhuman wise, because you're like, how could you be that damn smart and that damn strong unless you are Arnold Schwarzenegger in Twins?
Cookies?
I guess it was a dumb idea.
No, not at all. I'm really looking forward to tossing them.
Is that like something recent? Because I mean, I love the original Michael Keaton Batman, and Michael Keaton was in no way, shape, or form in shape of anything. Like that had nothing
recent?
to do.
The fans asking about the.
Yes.
Do you guys remember the video we did on this?
Right, but my point is like, and that may be the reason why he's kind of high up on there. And I think the reason Jensen Ackles is kind of high is because he's been in superhero movies and in superhero shows. I mean, he was in Smallville, not as a main part for very long, but he was in it.
Season
again,
4.
he's voiced Batman. He's been in The Boys. I'm not. I think. I mean, quite frankly, I think I don't necessarily agree with Jake Gyllenhaal. I'm not really I just don't know how he would do as Batman. Like I don't know. Just not. I just don't see him. If I had to pick from 3 of these, I think Alan Richardson or Jensen Ackles both beat him out.
Which, to be fair, the results kind of show that, right?
Yeah, and I like Alan Richardson too. I mean, he's a pretty good actor too. I mean, in Reacher, he's pretty damn good. He's good as he played Aquaman. I mean, he's been in other superhero shows.
He was Hawk in the Titans.
Yeah. So I mean,
for 4 seasons. Well, kind of.
Yeah.
It's like 3 and change because he dipped out for a little while.
They'll have experience in doing it. So it's just, again, these 3 popped up. There's other ones too we've discussed in a previous video that we thought could do it. But I think did you put this last line in here in our notes about what James Gunn talked about?
Well, so this is what I was saying when he was talking about James Gunn hadn't weighed in on any of this, right? The one thing that had been going around, now this wasn't in the Reddit universe, but the one thing that had been going around is that people were speculating, because we know we've got a lot of speculation about things that supposedly are happening in the new DCU. So one of the things that was speculated was that James Gunn was going for a middle-aged Batman. And on Threads, somebody had commented, and James Gunn took to Threads because, a lot of times we keep saying Twitter and stuff. Really, he answers a lot, and he really is active on Threads, not Twitter, which they're the same fucking thing. But on Threads, he responded with one word, and that word was bullshit. So, that was his comeback to that. He didn't say, and there's no guarantee, there's no evidence that, oh, yes, he's going for a middle-aged Batman. Because we knew initially that he was going for a younger Superman, even though the actor David Corenswet that's playing him is young. It still seems like we're going, and they've confirmed that they are going to a Kingdom Come storyline. So we know he's been Superman for a while. And again, even in the last video we just recorded, don't know when it'll release in comparison to this one, but the last video we just recorded, we talked about we're going to drop into a universe already in progress, right? We're not getting backstories and shit. We're going to drop into this universe. We know we're going with an older Superman as far as he's been Superman for a while, and the Batman. And we knew Batman was probably going to be a couple of years older, but a lot of fans started speculating that, oh, he's going for a middle-aged Batman. And James Gunn had one word. Bullshit.
Yeah. So all that nonsense, which is cool. You know, I don't. And again, I think this is just James Gunn not leaving any. He's not putting any limitations on where they go with it, in my opinion. It's not to say that they may end up going with a middle-aged Batman. I just think he's very smart in what he says. In this case, he's saying everything is an option. An old Batman, middle-aged, young, like we haven't really decided at this point what it needs to be.
Well, and I think, Mantis, that's a very good point because, yeah, he didn't say they aren't. He's saying that he responded to the comment that said that James Gunn and them are looking for a middle-aged Batman. He said, bullshit. I feel like, and based off even the last video we did where we touched on this a lot more, when, you know, we talked about the scripts, they said, we're going to get the scripts right before we greenlight any project, right? And he has ideas of actors in mind. So he's not saying that they won't end up with somebody who might be closer to middle age. He's saying we're not going for that. If they're the best person for the role, that's who we're going to go with, right? And I feel like that's what that bullshit meant is, no, we're not looking for that. It's just if that happens to be the person, that happens to be the person. Is at least how I took that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm exactly the same. And you know, it's like, what's that noise?
Oh, that means you're running a little bit long. Okay, your acceptance speech has gone on too long. Gotta wrap it up. So, Mantis, what are your final thoughts?
Yeah,
because we're running out of budget here.
I know we don't want to be doing that.
What are they going to do? Cut our budget? I want to go get a beer.
On our screens. No, either just based on this, you know,
probably shouldn't make fun of the network.
Yeah, we're so far, like you said, based on how that they're sticking to a process with how they're producing these movies, hiring cast members and casting major stars in this. They're not going to rush this. It's just an interesting, fun little thing with polls and whatnot. And I mean, I'm cool with either of these. You know, Jake Gyllenhaal, I'm not necessarily. I don't know how he would do in there, but I think Alan Richardson and Jensen Ackles. I feel like I don't know. I feel like Jensen Ackles has a better acting palette, or not a palette, a better acting
range,
or a more robust range. Yes, as an actor, not necessarily needed in a superhero movie. Because as we've seen with in the Batman, he's there's really not much dialogue, quite frankly, with that Batman. So it's you know, it's whatever. You maybe don't need that, and whatnot. But because I'm trying to like Jensen Ackles, and again I come back to like I compare him to like Christian Bale, like the Playboy type thing that they try to do with Christian Bale. He could pull that off if they wanted to go that way for sure.
100%.
But if not, then that takes it off the table and it's not a big deal. And you know, Al Richardson is fine there as well. So I'd be cool with either of them. If we're just playing, you know, shits and giggles here with this fan poll on Reddit.
Now, guys, because it is a fan poll, and this is going to be my final thoughts on it, because it's a fan poll, let us know down in the comments. I need to know two things. Who you would put of these three, like who you want to see as number one, Alan Richardson, but also go outside the poll, right? Because again, this is a small survey group, as Mantis had said. When you look at the total number, I mean, it's a couple hundred, right? So let us know, who do you think should come over? And you can't say any Batman that's already been used. Let's assume they're going clean slate. Clean slate.
Clean slate.
They're going clean slate with it. Who would you like to see come over as the new Batman? Who do you think has the all of the aspects? Again, if we're trying to stay as comic book accurate as possible, so the intelligence versus also the physicality, who do you think could? And not already have to have, assuming they could maybe pack on some pounds or they could do a good enough suit to where they add some muscle. Okay, they don't have to be a beefcake like Alan Richardson. All right, who would you like to see? And while you're coming up with that and you're writing your comments and everything, you might as well go ahead and hit the like button. He's going to show you what it's going to look like. And since you're down there, giggity, you might as well go ahead and click the subscribe and the little bell notification. Go ahead and ring our bell there. You know, get the channel off a little bit, you know, with the bell. And did you just do the Cinepals ring the bell that the Tara chick does? Really?
Does she? I don't know. I don't know. I've not seen that.
Ring the bell, ring the bell.
Oh, okay.
There's no way you just made that up out of the blue. No way you just made that up out of the blue.
I've never seen that on them. Like
she does it now, guys.
Okay.
You know how we feel about reactions. I'll go ahead and say this because at the end, we're not a fan. Like we started trying to do some reactions, and dude, that's just not us. That's why we stopped. But it is a good channel. If you do like reactions, go check out Cinepals. We're not associated with them anyway. None of them know who the fuck we are. If you see how small of a channel we are, we're not. But the one chick does do that in there, and of course she is attractive, so a lot of people will ring the fucking bell because she's telling you to do that. We don't have that luxury. I don't have boobies. But ring the bell. Yeah. Wait, what?
He could get him though. Yeah.
You want me with man tits?
100,000 subscribers. Cal said he would get tits. That's what I heard.
This is Cal. Cal has bitch tits. No, this is not happening, okay? This is not. Goddamn. See, this is why we keep this stuff at the end of the episode.
I know.
So
no one's seen this. It's fine.
If you've already tuned out, that's hopefully at this point. But guys, I will say if you're still watching our insanity, we do appreciate all of our subscribers, both new and people who've been with us since the beginning. You guys are the reason we do this. We're not making money off this channel. We just do it because we enjoy bringing our thoughts and experiences with all of these comic books and comic book movies and things. And we want to hear from you, right? We want to try to create a community where everybody can. And again, that involves you don't have to be a dick when you comment. If you do, I mean, we don't delete comments, but feel free to not be yourself. Be a dick.
You know,
okay. And if yourself is a dick, maybe you need to look inward.
Then,
you know, stop. You know, don't be the hard one. Be the floppy one. You know, whatever it may be. And we're going way off the rails, so we're going to go ahead and end this. Mantis, do you have anything else?
Yes.
Hold up. Cut right there to now bring Thor in. Hey, buddy.
Yeah,
Thor.
Yeah.
There you go. He's like, wait, am I on?
Happy.
Am I on? Okay.
He's like, what are you doing?
All right.
Yeah.
Thor told you to like and subscribe to the channel. So that is going to wrap it for us here on this episode of You, Me, and DC because Thor said so. Until next time, guys, we will see you then.
Later.